and goddesses, welcome back to the Lotus Room. I am your host, Dr. the Woke Professor. I am the founder and CEO of the Carrie Mae Williams Center, creator of the Lotus Room, educator, alchemical healer, and activist. I am an unapologetically Black woman designed to birth and rear a new nation of leaders, thinkers, strivers, and survivors. My mission is to guide others to their true self, to help them reach their highest potential by teaching emotional intelligence and kinetic symbology and basic principles. Because of my mission, obstacles dissipate effortlessly and resources come easily when I connect to my source of creation. Thursday is our day of transcendence in the Lotus Room, where we come together on our weekly meditation and practice the rise pillars of transcendence. Lotus Talks is a platform we created in order to process our revelations as we go through these pillars of transcendence. This show features distinguished Black women of all walks of life coming together to discuss taboo topics within the Black community, not just for clickbait, but to shed old stigmas and dispel unfair myths. Here in the Lotus Room, you will hear from Black women who have established themselves as trusted sources of personal and professional wisdom in every field from mental health and education to alternative medicine, finance, cosmetics and beauty, and so much more. They say when you educate a woman, you educate a community. Dr. Anna Julia Cooper once stated, however, only the Black woman can say when and where I enter in the quiet, undisputed dignity of my womanhood without violence and without suing or special patronage. Then and there, the whole Negro race enters with me. All right, y'all, it's time to introduce our illustrious panel for the evening. First up, Miss LUVINIA Bonner, aka it's my best friend. Hey, she's an artist of many modes and the owner of A Violet Teachers. Next up, Miss CHANDA CLEGGETT, aka Big Sis. What up, Big Sis? She's an employee for the Metro Nashville Public Schools and also an MA student in marriage and family therapy at TREVECCA University. Next up, Mrs. Denise Knowles, also known as the do-over coach, dedicated, unstoppable elevation. She's a life coach and the author of Love Roll Lifetime, now available for sales on her website and via Amazon. Hey, and last but not least, we have Miss I Am Love, the goddess of the 5D, schooling us on how to work in the 3D, philosopher and my soul sister. Welcome to the Lotus Room, ladies. Hey.
Okay, I'm trading one programming for a whole nother programming. So not realizing that all the things that both cultures had told me over and over and over again, that they weren't true. So like I basically agreed to all these things that had nothing to do with me. So like I stopped being who I was. I stopped dressing up. I stopped listening to the music that I really loved, because I needed to find something in common with these people. I needed to feel like I was accepted with these people, not realizing that the reason why a lot of these people actually liked me was because I was that weird person. I was that person that was like, no, I don't care. This is how I feel. If it's the truth, this is truth. So like now I'm getting back to who I am. And I realized, I'm like, so I've been sitting around like for a few years being like, why am I so miserable? God, I remember when I was actually happy or felt better or felt more myself. And I was like, what was going on? And then like I realized that I stopped being myself, just stopped for people. And no one asked me to, they just kept asking me why. How do you ask somebody why they are?
But listen, sometimes it might not necessarily need an explanation, but maybe the conversation needs to be held. Two questions that a white girlfriend of mine asked me while I was in high school. And the immediate response was I got pissed off. But as I thought about it, the answer was she really didn't know she said anything that offended me. So the first one was at cheerleading camp. Of course, I'm the black cheerleader. You don't wash your hair every day? Why? The next one wasn't a question, it was a statement. It was my high school sweetheart. He came in to pick me up for cheerleading practice, and she said, this is a different girl. Oh, he's so good looking for a black guy. But she had no idea what she was saying could be offensive, or neither one of them. So what I was saying for me is, if I have questions, I like to ask them, because I do like to have the opportunity of learning something that I don't understand or that I don't know.
Yeah. There's a misunderstanding. I'm talking about myself as far as my journey. I don't have a problem with questions. Like, if you have a question, ask me. I'm saying the reason for why, like, think about it from my perspective. When you're just you, you're just used to being you, and then everybody is asking you, how and why are you at that point? So I've already gotten over those questions. I'm telling you how I got there. So, like Tasia knows, I don't have a problem with people asking me questions about not a darn thing, and I can articulate. Huh? What?
I said, yeah, we talk about a lot of social stuff.
I don't care. And I can articulate it very well. So, like, I'm not worried about that, but think about it from that perspective of that 21 to 25. No, not even that 18 to 25-year-old who had to constantly defend who they were over and over again, sexually, as far as you are spiritually, as far as you are just how you are. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you get tired of constantly defending yourself.
Or having to explain yourself.
I want to commend you, because you were in tune with who you are.
Yeah.
Unlike with me, my identity came from other people's identity. Like, it just naturally did, you know. I'm a tomboy to the heart. To this day, I coach men's basketball. I love football, all this and that. But I feel like, had I not been born in the country where I was, if I might have been born in the city or something, then I would have been tagged as a dyke. Because I have a very masculine, my daughter, Lord Jesus, y'all pray for her. At about 13, 14, she actually looked at me and said, Mama, you're as close to being gay as you can be without liking women. Because I love masculine energy. I mean, like her perception, my daughter is a girl. She's she nails, like, that's Tasia's hairstylist. Very feminine. And what I had to swallow as a mother is I missed out on giving her what she needed, because I didn't want to go to the mall. I didn't want to go get my nails done. I wanted to be on the football field with them boys, the team mom, hyping them up. And that caused some very hard rifts between me and my daughter. Mm-hmm. Because I mixed it. I'm the youngest of three. I got two older brothers that didn't know I was a girl till I had my first child. So, but my demeanor, had I been somewhere else in the country, you tend to have the leeway to kind of cross over in hobbies and stuff, but other people would have been, she too hard. That's why I'm married to the man I'm married to, because we homies. It wouldn't work with nobody else. I know it wouldn't, because I'm already been divorced once. So, but my daughter said that, and she was very serious when she said it, because that's what she saw in me. Has she ever seen me with a woman? No. But she saw what I liked, what pulled my energy, what I got hyped for, and everything that was surrounding that was masculinity.
See, that's the thing. I don't look at it that way because I'm a queer woman.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're a what?
I'm a queer woman,
Mm-hmm.
which means
okay.
I like, so essentially I like who I like. It doesn't matter what gender they identify with. If I like them, I like them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess for me, because I'm part of that community,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of, when she said you're as close to a lesbian without,
No, she
like
didn't say a lesbian.
Sorry, what did she say?
Said because I guess at 13 or 14, she's 28 now, so I'm sure that the identities have evolved. But as a little girl, as a teenage girl, seeing her mom, it was associated with masculinity.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Gender norms.
Can you let me I haven't
I'm sorry.
finished my
I'm sorry.
I kind of have to I'm a person that likes to set a background before I go on to tell you this, because I always want to go back to what and why.
Mm-hmm.
So I misspoke, but essentially the whole idea of it is women who have certain hobbies, they have to like women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've heard that.
Is that's what rubbed me wrong. Because she's like, you like all these things.
Yeah.
But one of these things are not like the other. One of these things don't belong. So it's just very much like, but we don't have to do that. There's plenty of women who like dick, who also like a lot of shit that they don't find that, a lot of woman stuff is very frilly and unnecessary.
This is that goes back to this whole concept of agreements, the agreements that we make within society, and then we take those agreements back to our subcultures or our safe spaces, and we impose these expectations on the people that we supposed to love and put them in a box to where now they got complexes and biases, or things that they defensive about based on these agreements that don't really resonate with who they are as a person. I want to hear from you, girl. What you gonna say?
I was wondering if I had time to share my perspective on programming. I can relate to a lot of things that I've heard here today. And for the record, Denise, I'm older than you. Don't hate. You're not the oldest. But I grew up in the South too. But for me, and things that I've learned over the years about programming, because I like to live outside of this realm, right? A lot of who I am is in other dimensions. And so I like to learn what's underneath the behavior, what's beneath psychologically why we do and say and behave the way that we do, right? And so what I believe is that programming is in our DNA, and it's on a cellular level. So in our cellular memory, we have been given through our ancestral pool that those characteristics, those traits. Some people refer to things as curses. I don't believe in generational curses. But for example, part of programming is what you see every day. And so whatever is modeled to you when you're growing up, that's probably how you're going to behave until you know better, right? But some of what we are doing and what our parents are doing and what their parents did is because it's in their cellular memory. And so the programming the things that they're doing is instinctive more than learned in a lot of cases. And I come from an indigenous people background as well as African American. So a lot of things that I was doing growing up was from my indigenous tribe that I didn't know because I didn't grow up around them, right? But I grew up in the South with my Black family, not my dad's family, but my mom's parents, right? And so there was a lot of confusion about what was being modeled before me. And when I look back, I can see in my DNA, when we talk about diseases and stuff like that, I don't look at that as being something that is, the word keeps escaping me, but you know the word I'm trying to say, inherited.
Hereditary.
Yes, because we don't inherit disease, we learn the behavior. So whatever they ate, we eat. Whatever, however they lived, we live, because that's behavioral, right? But when we look at our ancestral pool, we have to start to identify with what our ancestors went through. So what is it that they have gone through in the past? Slavery, right? Indigenous people losing everything that they had built over centuries to white people. All of that was in my DNA. And on a cellular level, that was messing with me internally, my system, and I had no idea. And so some of the things that we dream it because it's in our DNA. It's in our cells. It's not because we've experienced it, and we may not be able to connect to it to figure out, why am I dreaming about Indians being, you know, thrown off their land or being killed? Or why am I thinking about war all the time? Why are my dreams so chaotic and this and that? And there are so many things that play a part in that. And part of it is because your body is remembering things that didn't happen to you, but happened to your ancestors. And so some of us we're deprogramming on an ancestral level. So what our parents and their parents were not able to get rid of and let go of, we are clearing that for our entire ancestry. And so when you become awakened, you start to understand, because when you become different and you think differently than everybody around you, you start to see that they're now starting to behave differently because you are behaving differently, right? And so what you've done there is not model behavior necessarily, but you've gone back and now cleansed your lineage. So those things can't stop other family members, your children and their children, from recreating this entire history that you never knew existed. And so, and for Black people, and I don't know if you guys are like this, but for me, my family is so discombobulated that in order for us to understand our history, we had to go and actually search out our history, right? Because there's so many people. My grandma had 22 children. And so there are so many people in our family, and we're disjointed. We could end up marrying our cousins and don't even know it. And so because of the way that we are programmed and we are in disunity, you have to ask the question, well, if I don't know half my family, why do I have these behaviors? Why am I seeing this behavior in everybody that I do know in my family? And then when you reach out to your family, you connect to them and you get to know these people that you've never known, you still see the same traits. It's like, well, you act just like Aunt Lucille and you don't even know who she is, because it's in our DNA and our cellular memory. And so a lot of times for Black people, a lot of the healing work that we've been doing, unbeknownst to us, like we don't fully understand what we're doing, we are cleansing that lineage. We're saying to our cellular memory, and I speak to my DNA and my memory all the time, to reprogram or deprogram it, because I understand that there are things and behaviors, my speech patterns, that may be different from my family. It came from somewhere, right? And some of it is environmental, but a lot of it is innate. It is who we are. It is inside of us. And so understanding those patterns in our DNA and in our cellular memory will disrupt a lot of the programming that we've had for so long that we never knew we had. Right. And so when we begin to do that, then we break those barriers for our children and their children, because now we can look at that and we can speak to their DNA and their cellular memory and say, nope, we're done with that in this family. Like I'm breaking the code for that DNA. And now we're going to replenish it with something new. And if you pay close attention, you'll see as you begin to awaken and change, and even family members that you may not even be around, but you talk to them, just sparingly every now and again, you begin to see traits that are developing in them that wasn't there before.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And that is because you are deprogramming your family DNA on an ancestral level. Your ancestors are looking at you and they're feeling relief, like, oh my God, we didn't know we could do that, or we would have done it a long time ago, And so I often tell people, when we start to dissect who we are, look past what you know, because you will be surprised at how much of what you know is in your programming, good and bad, if you believe in that, right? Negative and positive. But internally, we are feminine and masculine.
Yep.
And sometimes we can be a distorted feminine and a distorted masculine, which means we are not behaving in either of those, either of our feminine or masculinity at our highest level, right? And that's even programming. That is in your DNA, because if the male components or proponents in your family were stronger than the feminine, you will see that in your DNA as a woman. And so you will be the warrior of the family. You will be the one that's making the money. You will be the one who's more dominant, because that's in your DNA and your cellular memory. You don't know why you're doing it necessarily, but it's there. And then I believe that life on our journey, and I'll stop here shortly, but on our journey through life, I believe that situations and circumstances are created for us to reflect who we are. And so at a cellular and at a DNA level. So what we become in our family shows us what's always been there, and then what we need to work on and separate our ancestral pool from. And that's why we go through the things that, or experience the things that we experience in life, because we are here to reprogram or deprogram on a cellular level, because all of this electric energy and all of that, all of what we are is all part of the programming. It's weird, and I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying.
Girl, I'm right
I
there.
hope it's making sense.
I am right there with you, because so much of what you said resonated, but the whole concept of speaking to your cells, this whole thing of cellular programming, eugenics, and all of that. That's what I'm always preaching about when I'm, preaching about ACEs and all of that kind of stuff. Like, eugenics is real. That was real. Like, that was a master plan that they put into effect when they started traumatizing us in the masses the way that they did. It reprogrammed us on a cellular level. We passed that down on top of whatever that era had to offer in terms of further traumatization and programming. So it's like the work that is being deprogrammed, you are so right. Every time I leveled up, everybody around me leveled up. And I was just talking about that with somebody, like, you spend 30 to 90 days in my space and you are already thinking differently. You have better habits and like you got a different perspective. You're more positive and you're doing things that you never would have done that are helping you because you got to see for yourself, like what it, how it benefits you. So the whole thing about speaking to yourselves ties directly into what the first agreement is all about. Be immaculate with your words. So
I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I have to read it. But electromagnetically too, Tasia, is because we are magnets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when people are in your sphere, when you're in your sphere of influence and people are benefiting from that, you're an electromagnet. So your cells, it's almost like they have arms and they're reaching out and they're saying, let's correct that because I can see it. And it's all on an energetic level. Like you don't even know that you know that you're doing it because you're awakened, but some people don't understand that they're doing it. And it's the same with reprogramming. So if somebody isn't awakened and they're performing at a lower vibration, their cells are doing the same thing. They're reaching out with all that negativity and solidifying what's already in the DNA and what's already in the cellular strand in their families. And so that's why you see people that don't grow, they don't change, because they're reinforcing what has always been there. And just like if your mom is traumatized when she's pregnant with you, you inherit. Yeah, you get all of that. So
okay, so let's talk about being immaculate with our word, and kind of like, so I kind of just wanted to, first let's talk about some ways that Black folks have not been immaculate with our words amongst one another, and then we're gonna play a game.
Oh Lord. I'm bad at games.
Whoa.
Really
Can we talk about WAP?
I shouldn't say that over my life, but historically.
What you want to talk about, Violet?
Can we talk about WAP? Because that's a prime example of how we have not been
Go ahead,
very...
Go ahead, go with it. Where your picture go? Yes, come on.
Right here. Because they calling these women everything under the sun but a woman. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Wait, what's WAP?
Wet ass pussy.
Huh?
Wet ass pussy.
Oh, okay.
It's a song. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion collaborated on the song, and it's called Wet Ass Pussy. And
what they're celebrating, sorry.
Go ahead.
They're celebrating, in my opinion, vaginal health, wealth, and prosperity. I like, that's what I got from that song. Because basically it's talking about how they're talking about their sex appeal. And they're really, really embracing it and saying, hey, look, these are the things I can get with this thing that was already given to me. I'm using what I was given to get the things I want and need. And if you didn't, whose fault is it? It's not mine.
Okay, so I gotta hear y'all perspective on it. Chanda, you go, and then I want to hear what you guys. I'm finna find the song and play the lyrics.
So
okay, because I'm I don't know the song.
Okay, so here's the, they put this song out, the video came out,
beautiful.
The internet went crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like they just went crazy. So 48. I thought to myself, wow, like so much negativity. If we can't speak about our body parts, that's ours,
and celebrate them,
and we're comfortable with it, and we're
programming. Okay. Yeah.
How is that a problem? Now, here's the thing. Years ago, Nelly put out a video, Tip Drill. Women in bikinis sliding credit cards down the crack of the butt. And it was the best video. Everybody thought, oh my God, like woo, woo, woo. So we can
people can celebrate that part or
The
that,
objectification of women.
but women cannot be proud of, utilize, because a part of me does think like this. It's okay for men to do it. Men brag about their penises. Oh my God, I put it down. This woman bought me a whole car because I laid it down. Okay, well, you know what? How is that really an issue? And I mean, I respect everybody's opinion on how they feel about it because everybody has their own opinion. Oh, well, they're making women look bad. At the end of the day, how you perceive that video is how you're going to perceive the video.
Mm-hmm.
Up to me to change your perception. This is my opinion. It's up to me to respect how you perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it moving. Like, it was really a huge debate almost on the internet about this video. And I'm like, calm down.
And
I missed all of that.
Okay, so let me play the song because we got 10 minutes left.
I'm so guarded. I guess I'm just unaware of a lot.
It's good.
She really needs to see the video.
It's a beautiful chef's kiss. It is beautiful.
Hold on. I didn't even think about that. I could do the video.
I mean, it's
it's a tame video. It's not even a whole lot.
It's not.
I just kind of think my
opinion really very
might be a little different.
It was really very structured.
It really
was. It wasn't even raunchy.
Okay.
No.
It was not.
It's just literally beautiful women and beautiful things.
So it's like Willy Wonka. Can you see it?
Oh.
She can't see it because those were breasts with water coming out.
You can't see it really.
Oh yes, you can now. Beautiful.
7 days a week. Wet and gushy. Make that pull out get weak. Yeah, you dealing with some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop with this wet and gushy. Give me everything you got with this wet and gushy. Beat it up, baby.
So that was the chorus,
but here's the thing. Here's another question. How is it okay for men to refer to women?
Mm-hmm.
They have a WAP, but women can't refer to ourselves
like that. We better not have the audacity to do that. That's just one of the ways we break that agreement amongst ourselves. But okay, so we only have like a few minutes left. So I want to play this game, all right? So it's basically just lightning round whatever phrases that come to mind of agreements or ways in which that we are not immaculate with our words with one another. Just popular phrases Black folks say in their communities or popular ways that we judge each other in our community that indicate that we are not immaculate with our word. I'm going to put the timer on. We're going to do a lightning round for 3 minutes. And then we just going to spit them out. Hey, Siri, set the timer for 3 minutes.
Buddy. Dog.
Just a moment. Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
Okay, go.
I like your hair better straight.
You look pretty for a black girl, dark-skinned girl.
You talk so white.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm triggered.
You're not like those other Black girls.
I can't think of what's another one.
Why did you natural?
That's you're so that's outside. That's not inside. Oh,
yeah.
I'm finna go there. Trigger warning, faggot. pussy,
Bitch.
retard.
Your skin is so smooth to be dark skinned.
That one. Let's not forget what they say about light skinned girls. Light bright.
Yellow.
Yeah,
Trying to be white.
high, huh?
You have to be bougie because you're light skinned.
Man, what? Do you know how many times parents have been surprised to see this face?
Or you crazy because you light skinned?
None of it.
Dark skinned women are so aggressive.
Or just
I got them coming. I got them coming. I got them coming.
you going to hell because you don't worship Jesus.
What
There's
you mean?
only one true living God. Girl, I got a whole slew.
What you mean? What you mean you're not a Democrat?
Neither Jesus nor Buddha. If it ain't neither Muhammad nor Buddha, if it ain't Jesus, it ain't right. It ain't righteous. I don't believe in that tarot. That tarot. You a devil worshiper. What else? Mine are always just like to me. I'm trying to think of something that don't relate to me, like to some of my kids. We can't forget about the awkward black kids. The gamers, the emos, like
Well, I mean, I was just asked, like, basically, okay, so do you believe in God? That was another thing. Are you, like, it's just silly stuff that I don't even care about anymore. Like, they're no longer in. How far I am from those statements shows how far I've come with my agreements. So it's just like I'm not around those type of people anymore. So I really don't hear those type of negative things to me anymore.
Yeah, I can't really call them to me like that either, but I just remember one African booty scratcher. That phrase was so popular. I got called a Hawaiian booty scratcher. I didn't know what to do. Like straight TKO me in the bathroom. I was like, what? I ain't never heard of nothing like that. Ever. Ever. Man. I couldn't think of no more, but
yeah, I'm around good people now, so
that's what happens when you elevate yourself. When you begin to elevate your vibration, then you begin to attract people who are more elevated. So that's what this is all about. So the ways how, sisters, what advice can we give to our viewers about being more intentional about being immaculate with our work? What does it look like to do that?
One step at a time.
Definitely one step at a time. I would say, go ahead. You ready?
Well, no, I was gonna say after I finished reading the whole chapter, the 3 chapters, and got to the end, a gospel song popped into my head. Donald Lawrence, "Encourage Yourself." And
exactly.
If you know the lyrics, you have to speak over yourself. Speak positive into yourself. Surround yourself by positive, because it has to actually start with you. It has to start with you. We have to start, even as women having children, you have to start speaking different to your children, and everything. So, and just like Violet said, one step at a time, one day at a time.
Being more conscious of what comes out of your mouth, I think is very important. I find myself a lot, like once I got exposed to The Secret and the law of attraction and how it works, then I became so much more conscious of how I frame my perspective and how I say things. So affirmations, positive quotes, all of that. We got less than a minute left. Anything else y'all want to say?
I always say speak life. I mean, I'm a biblical person, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Bible has always said speak those things as though they are, and that's affirmation. Speak what you want, not what you don't want. And then you have to remember it's not just what you speak, it's your subconscious too.
Mm-hmm.
So those things that you tell yourself on a subconscious level, that's what you're really going to get. So you gotta reprogram that too. Like if you hear a negative thought in your head, you've got to replace it with something positive.
Yep.
And then finally, just not focusing on the negative. Like don't let the what you see be your reality. Don't speak what you see, speak what you want.
Ooh.
And be true to yourself. Be your authentic self, and just be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Unapologetically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, that has been our first episode of season 1 of the Lotus Room. I have enjoyed you all, and I am looking forward to having more of these conversations. Next week, we will be talking about the second agreement, which is don't take anything personal. All right.
Oh, honey. Okay.
So get into your chapters because we're going to get into it next week. And it's very possible that we'll have some guests on who are outside of the Lotus Room who can
Awesome.
bring some perspective. Thank you all so
Awesome.
much
Awesome.
for
Thank you guys. I've enjoyed it.
this conversation. I love y'all. I like
Love you
y'all.
too.
Love you.
Once again, thank you so much for stopping by the Lotus Room. And as we always say, we love you, we like you, and we look forward to taking this journey with you. Bye-bye.